Hello students, so today we will continue, today we will start new exercise self practice 7a, that is the ratio and proportion. Uh, the name of the new self practice is the ratio and proportion and unitary method. So that we will learn today. See self practice 7a. Self practice 7a. The name of the chapter is the ratio and proportion. Ratio and proportion. Ratio and proportion, that we will see. See, first of all, see what is the ratio. If the ratio is a representation of a fraction, the ratio is also called a fraction, and the ratio is the fraction of two same quantities having a same unit, which we can say. So that is called the ratio. Suppose you can take a ratio of the age of two persons. So there is a person A and the person B. So A is to B is the ratio of their age. So person A is 20 years and person's B age is suppose 15 years. So that is the ratio. Now A is to B values will be what? If you divide this, so you are going to get A by B. A is to B can be written as A by B, and 20 years upon 15 years. Now since units are same, it will be cancelled. Now 5 3 is the 15, 5 4 the 20. So ratio is a simplified quantity. So ratio is a simplified quantity, is a value which have no common factor, we can say, which have only common factor 1. So what is the ratio of the age of the person A and B? That is 4 by 3, means we get A is to B equals to 4 is to 3. 4 is to 3. This is the ratio. Now proportion, when two ratios are equal, when we equate two ratios, then we can say it is proportion. Example, suppose the ratio A is to B is equals to ratio C is to D. So since the two ratios are equal, so that is called the proportion, and the sign of the proportion is used. A is to B and the sign of proportion is, see, this 4 dot. 4 dot is the symbol of the proportion. So this, how it is written as A is to B is proportion to C is to D. That is called the proportion. So when two ratios are equal, then it is called the proportion. Now in the ratio, first and last term, see the first term and the last term, these two terms is called the extreme terms. Extreme terms. And second and third means that is the middle term. It is called the mean terms. So what does we say this mean term? That is called the middle terms also. So what is the law of proportion? Law of proportion says that law of proportion. It is called the law of proportion. So what is the law of proportion? So law of proportion says that product of extreme terms is equals to product of mean terms, that is A into B. Law of proportion says that product of extreme terms equals to product of mean terms. So the product of extreme terms is equals to product of mean terms. This is the law of proportion. Means that is extreme term product is equals to what? A into D. That is A into D is equals to B into C. That is A into D is equals to B into C. That is called the product of extreme terms is equals to product of mean terms. This is called the proportion. So by the law of proportion says that the extreme terms product is equals to the mean terms product. So with the help of this laws, we will solve the questions of self practice 7a. Now see the questions, exercise questions of self practice 4a. How we will solve such type of question. So when two ratios are equal, it is said proportion. See, A is to B equals to C is to D. You can say that is the two ratios are proportional to each other. This means we can apply the law of proportion. That is A by, that is product of A into D is equals to product of B into C. That is the product of stream terms is equals to product of mean terms B and C, which is the middle term. Now we solve the exercise questions. We never find out the ratios in different quantities. So ratio is always calculated between the same quantities, means it has same units. Now see the first question of self practice 7a. Express each of the following ratio in its simplest form. Express each of the following ratio in its simplest form. 1a, a length of 6 cm to a length of 8 cm. A length of 6 cm, a length of 6 cm to a length of 8 cm. So we have to express this ratio in the simplest form. So its ratio is equals to, ratio is equals to 6 cm upon 8 cm. Since unit are same, you can cancel. Now 2 3s are 6 and 2 4s are 8. So simplest value you got 3 by 4. So what the ratio we got? Now the ratio is equals to 3:4. The ratio is equals to 3:4. The simplest ratio we got 3:4 for a length of 6 cm to a length of 8 cm. Similarly, you can do the B, an area of 20 cm square to an area of 45 cm square. So what is the value of the B? Its ratio will be, now here the ratio will be 20 cm square is to 45 cm square. Here also the unit is same, so we can cancel the units. Now we divide the ratio of each term by a common factor, which is the 5. So 5 4s are 20 and 5 9s are 45. So you will get the value 4:9. So the simplest ratio is 4:9. Similarly, you can do the question C also, volume of 26 liter to a volume of 65 liter. Both the quantities have the same units, liters. D also you can do, a population of 50,000 to a population of 1.5 lakh. So here 1.5 lakh first you convert into 1000. That you multiply 1 lakh equals to 100,000. So in 100,000 you multiply that 1.5 lakh will be multiplied by 100,000. So it will become 150,000. Now after that you simplify it. Now we see E. How we do the question E? In question E we can take 1 by 4 ratio 2. Here we have to find its in simplest form. So we want to convert it into this fraction into the whole numbers. So multiply, see this 2 can be written as 2 by 1 and the ratio of 4 and 1 and the LCM of 4 and 1 is that is 4. So multiply the each term of the ratio. Multiply the each term of the ratio by the LCM, that is 4. 1 by 4 is 2. 2 by 1 into 4. So here what you got, 4 ones are 4, 4 ones are 4, and the simplified ratio you will get 1:8, 2 4s are 8. So what we got, the simplified ratio 1:8. Like this we solve. Similarly in F, 1 by 2 is to 1 by 8 in question F. Similarly that also you will do. And similarly, you can do in the question F also. The value is 1 by 2 ratio 1 by 8. 1 by 2 ratio 1 by 8. Here also you can do what? The LCM of 2 and 8 is what? 8. So multiply the each term of the ratio by 8. Now here 2 ones are 2, 2 fours are 8, here 8 ones are 8, 8 ones are 8. So what you got the value, that is here 1 multiply 4 is to 1 multiply 1. So your simplest ratio is what? 4 is to 1. 4 is to 1. Similarly, you can do G. In the GC, what is there? Decimal number 0.75 is to 0.75 is to 1. So convert this decimal into fraction. So how you can do that? To remove this decimal, 0.75 can be written as 75 by 100. So the place value of this 7 is 10 and 5 is 100. So 0.75 can be written as 75 by 100 is to 1. Now this can be simplified. 25 3s are 75, 25 4s are 100. Now we got the value 3 by 4 is to 1. Now again the LCM of 4 and 1 is 4. So multiply the each term of the ratio by 4. See what we get the value. 3 by 4 multiply 4 is to 1 multiply 4. Now 4 ones are 4, 4 ones are 4 cancel. Now what we got the value? 3 is to 4. So the simplified ratio of 0.75 is to 1 is 3 is to 4. Now see the question H. How we do the question H? In this question H you can see 14 centimeter to 1 meter. Here the units are different. 14 centimeter to 1 meter. If you try to find out the ratio between this, these are different quantities. So how you find the ratio? 14 centimeter into 1 meter. First of all, you can make the unit same. So meter is the biggest unit and centimeter is the smallest unit. So convert the bigger unit into the smaller unit. So we convert meter into centimeter, and 1 meter equals to 100 centimeter. So 14 centimeter is to, on the place of 1 meter you can write 100 centimeter to convert meter into centimeter. Now see the units are same, so unit can be cancelled. So what we got? 14 is to 100. Now this can be simplified, so divide the each ratio by 2. So we divide the each ratio by 2 in the next step. So you can write 14 by 2 ratio 100 by 2. So here you will get 2 7s are 14 7 and 2 50s are 100. So simplified ratio is 7 is to 50. So what you got? The simplified ratio 7 is to 50. Similarly, you can do the I 25 centimeter to 50 millimeter. Here the centimeter is the bigger unit, so convert centimeter into millimeter. So here 1 centimeter equals to 10 millimeters. So multiply 25 into 10, you will get the 250. So 250 is to 50 millimeter. Now the units are same, it will be cancelled. Similarly, in J 15 meter to 1 kilometer, here the units are different. So first you convert the kilometer into meter. 1 kilometer equals to 1000 meter. So multiply in kilometer 1000. So it will become 15 is to 1000 meter. 15 meters to 1000 meter. Now the units are same, so meter will be cancelled. Now see the question number 2. Now see the question number 2. Ravi earns 8,400 a year. So the earning of the Ravi is 8,400 a year and spends 63,000 per year.
Find in simplest form the ratio of Ravi's income to his savings. So Ravi's income is given here 8,400. Savings we don't have. So here given Ravi's income. So Ravi's income equals to rupees 84,000. And Ravi's expenditure is also given, spends. So Ravi's spendings is also given. Spendings means expenditure. So Ravi's spendings is rupees 63,000 per year. So what will be his saving? So Ravi's saving equals to, therefore Ravi's savings equals to, so savings equals to income minus expenditure. So savings is equals to income minus spendings or expenditure. So income is 84,000 and spending is rupees 63,000. So if you subtract, you will get 4 minus 3 1 and these 3 zeros will be there. 4 minus 3 1, 8 minus 6 2, so 21,000. So the saving of Ravi's is 21,000. Now the first question asked in this part A, Ravi's income, the ratio of Ravi's income to his savings. So ratio of Ravi's income, so we have to find the ratio of Ravi's income to his savings. So we have to find the Ravi's income to his savings. So Ravi's income is what? 84,000 rupees, 84,000 ratio, and Ravi's saving is rupees 21,000. Now since both are rupee, units are same, so we can find the ratio. So divide the each term of the ratio by 21,000, because if you find the SCF, you will get the SCF of 84,000 and 21,000 is 21,000. So what will be the value? Here 84,000 divided by 21,000 is to 21,000 divided by 21,000. Now see, zeros cancel. 21 1 the 21, 21 4 the 84. Here zeros is same, 21,000 will be cancelled one times. So what the ratio you got? 4:1. So the ratio of Ravi's income to his savings is what? 4:1. And second part B, money that Ravi saves to the money he spends. So the ratio of savings and the spendings. In the B part, to find the ratio of the savings and spendings, that also we see. So the spendings is 63,000, so we'll find that ratio. So 2B, ratio of Ravi's savings. So ratio of B part, ratio of Ravi's savings to the money he spends. To the money he spends. To the money he spends.
So savings is 21,000 is 2 and his spendings is 63,000. Now here also the units are same, both are rupees, and the HCF of 21,000 and 63,000 is what? That is 21,000. So divide the term of the each ratio by 21,000. Now 21,000 divided by, so this unit no need to write, both the unit are same. 21,000 divided by 21,000 is 2. 63,000 divided by 21,000. So I am dividing each term of the ratio by 21,000, which is the HCF of these two terms of the ratios. So first term of the ratios is called the antecedent and the second term is called the consequent. So here the numbers are same, 21,000 ones are 21,000. Here the 3 zeros is cancelled. So 21 ones are 21, 3s are 63. So the ratio we got 1:3. So the ratio we got 1:3. Okay. Similarly, the 3 is the homework you can do at your home. There are 12,000 students in a university, out of which 5,006 are girls. So out of 12,000 students, if you subtract the 5,600 girls number, you will get the number of boys in the university. Now, number of girls to the number of students ratio to find. So girls are given 5,600 is to 12,000. That's the first ratio. Similarly, find the number of boys to the number of girls. So number of boys you can find by subtracting the number of girls from the total students in the university. That is the 12,000 minus 5,600. Like this you have to do. Third one is the number of boys to the number of students. Yes, we have the number of boys. Now you can find the ratio number of boys to the number of students. Okay. Like this you have to do. So this is all for the today students. In the next class we will solve the remaining questions of self practice 7a, that is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the question number 3 I have left you for the homework that you solve at your home. So there are 3 exercises in this self practice 7a BC. So in this week we will complete it. So in the next week we will start self practice 8. Okay. So this is all for today. Thank you for your kind attention.